All right, so now we're going to do a little recording where we can show how to do cleanup and how to do some editing. So to show how to get rid of some noise, change some tweaks, and some cool stuff you can do, I'm just going to recite a small section of The Raven from Edgar Allan Poe. And so what we're going to do is we're going to record this, and I'm going to turn on a fan while I'm doing it to purposely make it so that I have a lot of background noise, and I want to tweak out a few things in it. So once again, noise and maybe a few like little bleeps if you need to is probably the most you're going to do. But we're going to do just a few things in here that'll be really cool and give you an idea of how to edit a little bit of sound. So let's begin. Let me turn on my sound, my fan. That ought to do it. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." So, we have I recorded this sound, and what we're going to see is that there's definitely some background. Um, there's some background going on, some noise, and I might want to tweak some things. Let's see what part of it sounds like. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping. So we can see that there's some sound in here. Um, there's obviously that noise, a little bit going on. I'm going to double click and boost up the decibels so we can hear the noise even more and also make my voice louder. And then we're going to try it out and see what happens there. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping. So what we can see is, yes, there's a lot of sound, background noise, that hum that we want to get rid of. Um, this is a quick way of getting rid of it. So if you notice, I waited to start talking. So we have this area in the front that if I just select it and hit play, we can hear the noise and the hum of my fan that's way too close to my mic purposely so I could do this. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of this. So the way I get rid of it is I select an area that's just the noise. No talking, but just the noise, just by left mouse clicking and dragging, and you see I have it highlighted. Um, Now I could make it silent, but that's not going to clean up all the little bits and pieces of noise that are in the background. So I'm going to take this as a sample, and I'm going to go to Effects, Noise Reduction, Restoration. And what I want to do is I want to capture a noise print. And what this is doing is it's grabbing this background sound, which is this consistent hum. And I want to take that and tell the program to say where you hear this, get rid of it, flatten it out. But I need a sample, and that's why I have it selected. So I want to capture a noise print. It'll give me this, hey, this is the one that's going to be selected for the noise. This is really good if I have multiple tracks or multiple recordings because now I've captured what my background sound looks like and I can use this on other samples while I'm working in this project. For right now, I only need this. I'll hit OK. And now I'm just going to double click, select all my sound just by double clicking. Go right back to Effects, Noise Reduction, Restoration, and this time I'm going to choose the second one, Noise Reduction. Now I can test it out, but usually the default is actually pretty good. So we're going to take this. We may have to tweak it, but we'll just leave it right there. And I'm just going to say Apply. Now what you'll notice is my sound waves changed. And you can see that these are now flat in between the pauses and stuff. It doesn't have that. So let's go back now to the beginning and hit play and see what that sounds like. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." So that worked out pretty well.